What's up, everybody? Welcome to From the Archive, the series in which I'm going to go through my personal stash, an archive of books, whether it's wargame related or not, and pick one and share it with you all, like talk about it, things of that nature. Over the years of being, a nerd and into this hobby and whatnot, I've amassed a collection of books, and for one reason or another, I tend to keep them, and whether or not I even really enjoy them, I just tend to keep them because I like physical, tangible books on stuff. And a lot of these books, pretty much all these books you're looking at here in one way or another, has helped shape my personal tastes, thoughts, and ideas when it comes to collecting miniatures in this wargaming hobby, maybe as direct inspiration or just something in the back of my mind. So I thought it would be cool as I unpack these things to share them with you. So what I'm going to do in each ramble, I'm going to pick one book kind of haphazardly, and I'm gonna go sit down at the table with you, and we're gonna look through it. I'm gonna give a basic thought synopsis on it, share my opinions on it, break it down a little bit, maybe look inside of it a little, and just talk about it, whether it's a novel, a codex, or a tabletop RPG book or whatever. So some of these books I have multiples of for some reason, not really sure why. Other books I do not, and it's just going to be some fun. I thought it'd be cool to kind of get some insight, perhaps, and share my thoughts on stuff that I have in my small little personal collection here, and for you all to share your thoughts as well on what I'm looking at when it comes to the book in question. What you have? Do you have the same book? What are your thoughts on it? And things like that. So this should be a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab one of these books, and I'll meet you at the table. Welcome back to the table, and Gundam Fight, ready, go. If you're a fan of Mobile Fighter G Gundam like I am, that's what rings through your mind when you see a G Gundam design. This is the Blu-ray special box set for G Gundam. I am a big Gundam fan. I don't chase the Gundam series. I know they've made more recent Gundam series for sure than this, but this isn't the only Gundam series I've watched. I've watched quite a few, and I own a few of the collections, if you will. But yeah, I just love mecha, and Gundam is a lot of fun as mecha, and G Gundam is by far probably the most fun of the series that I'm aware of. This doesn't take itself that seriously, although it still has a serious undertone in the plot, and if it took itself seriously, this would be a cool horror Gundam concept. So let's take a look at this really cool box set. It's orange. I'm a big fan of the color orange, so that's cool. But yeah, G Gundam is not my favorite series, but it's up there as one of my favorites. It's not the favorite though. It's still super awesome. Basically, it's like Dragon Ball Z and Gundam had a baby, and this is it. If you like fighter type shows and games, like a Street Fighter type of concept, Dragon Ball stuff, and you like mechs and mecha, then this is the Gundam show to check out if you haven't. You have special moves, you have a tournaments, plot setting, and everything else. It's just really cool. I'm not going to try and spoil everything, but spoilers might be said because it's an older show, and at this point, oops. But in any case, I don't know if this is still made as a thing to purchase. I know it's kind of like a limited or it's meant to be a limited run thing, but don't get price gouged is what I'm saying if you want to get something. If you check it out, see you like it, because you can find the show a little bit on YouTube and stuff like that. But it's a fun show. At the very least, if you like it, buy the Blu-ray or DVD or whatever else if you can. Again, sometimes there's price gouging, so be careful. But for the box, we have on the very, I guess you call this the front, or the side that's meant to face you. You have the title, Mobile Fighter G Gundam, which is different from Mobile Suit Gundam something or whatever. Domon Kashi, the main character, the King of Hearts, in his mobile tray system suit. And the second of his two Gundams, Burning Gundam. I know it's called God Gundam in Japan. For me, I'm going to be using the English names because that's how it is for me. And I think Burning Gundam is a cooler name. I mean, God Gundam is a little pompous. But anyways, with that said, on the pullout, we have Domon Kashi's silhouette. Here we have on the back his trainer, Master Asia. Yes, Master Asia, the undefeated of the East. with Shining Gundam, the first of Domon's Gundams, and there's Domon. And then we have Master Asia's silhouette there. So let's slide our fingers across this and make noise and pull this open. Come on, get off. So it's just a black interior, but this has even more art. I'm a big fan of Gundam art style, just in the different Gundam shows. It is fun art. And we have Master Gundam doing some crazy kicks, because that's what you do when you're in a Gundam, of course. So, yeah. 2 Blu-ray, I forget what you call these things. There's an actual name for them, not just holders, but whatever they are. Booklets sometimes, I think they're referred to, but there they are. I believe there's 8, it tells you somewhere. 8 Blu-rays for the show. We have a bunch of extras and then the art and data of Mobile Fighter G Gundam. So let's slide these things out and get to looking. Alright. So the 2 booklet things here, again I forget sleeves, I forget what they're called, have some art on them as well. And that's where all of your anime is. I believe there was a manga, like a prequel manga, but I don't think it's part of this extra stuff. So before we go into the extras, let's check out the art and data of Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Spoiler warning, there you go. So how this works is you don't pilot it like a typical suit. So there's your mobile tray suit, like I was stating. You stand in the center of the Gundam where the pilot section would be, and with wearing this suit, it registers your movements. So when you punch, it punches. When you go to jump or do something to signify a jump, it jumps. It responds to voice commands. It does things. And that's how you fight. It's an extension of you, which is a pretty fun setup. So there is a German ninja, because that's always a thing. Anyways, when we get to the mecha, you'll see the designs are sometimes pretty classic. There's your Burning Gundam. This is Noble Gundam. There is Devil Gundam, which is Dark Gundam, the big antagonist Gundam. And then we have Murphy, which is a mobile suit. Nero's Gundam. Funsaiki. This is a horse suit piloted by a horse. This is the type of show you're getting, so deal with it. Anyways, and then we have some mobile armors and other things out there. We have Tequila Gundam, which is known as Spike Gundam in the US. We have Grizzly Gundam, which is Lumber Gundam of Canada, Neo Canada. Every country is Neo, that country. Here's a butler suit, because of course, if your butler's going to accompany you, it needs a mobile suit. So, and we have some further out there designs, such as the Shuffle Alliance designs, and Viking Gundam that has a boat, because of course it does. Mammoth Gundam, which was a mammoth, and Matador Gundam, which has a bull as a chest. Jester Gundam. I mean, the designs don't take themselves too seriously. We also have some prototype designs for some of these Gundams, like Gundam Rose started off looking like this and became that. So you kind of see like before, like the process of designing a Gundam, I guess. So that's kind of cool. We also see in here just some random art and the scaled miniatures, or models, I should say, including their hyper mode. Yep. The main cast of Gundams have the ability to go into hyper mode. When you go into hyper mode, both you in the Gundam and the Gundam glow. You tend to glow reddish, sometimes a little yellowish, goldish at times, but more so the Gundam glows gold. You become kind of more powerful. Your ability is strong. It's just you're Super Saiyan. Okay, like I said, Dragon Ball Z meets Gundam. So that's pretty cool. The plot is, as we look at the extras, is that Domon Kasshu, the main character, is a Gundam fighter for his country. Every 4 years, to avoid international war, a tournament known as the Gundam Fights are held. It's warfare in the form of a tournament. And if you win the tournament, get to the end, win it. Your country rules space and Earth for the next 4 years until the next tournament. So Domon Kashu enters for Neo Japan as their Gundam fighter, but Neo Japan has a secret ulterior motive, I should say, which is to find and defeat Dark Gundam. Dark Gundam was sent to Earth by accident. Basically, his brother commandeered it, this guy here, and brought it to Earth. This tear represents the half of the picture, this half, of the picture that Domon carries around trying to find his brother. They're trying to defeat Dark Gundam, but there's a whole subplot to that. So kind of a lighthearted Street Fighter meets Gundam concept of a fight. It has darker motives and darker plot to it. And the Dark Gundam plot with the DG cells and what the Dark Gundam can do, if this was taking itself super seriously, as some Gundam shows do, this would be a horror Gundam show. It's actually a pretty devious little plot concept. But anyways, with that said, here we see the main cast of Domon, his support staff, and then the other main Gundam fighters and their support staff actually put on top of a real picture. So that's kind of funny. Very 90s feel. Here's Domon Kashu and his master, Master Asia, doing some martial arts stuff. If they were in their Gundams, the Gundams would be doing this. And this is the other 4 main Gundam pilots: Neo America, Neo France, Neo China, Neo Russia. All 4 with Domon making 5 are part of the Shuffle Alliance. Like I said, some spoilers. The Shuffle Alliance is based off of the playing cards. We'll come to that in a moment. Then we have God Gundam, which is Burning Gundam in the States here, with Devil Gundam / Dark Gundam. So God Devil Gundam, there's a play there, but in any case, some cool little postcard style art stuff. Here are the 5 crests of the Shuffle Alliance, led by Domon Kashu, the King of Hearts. Then we have Black Joker, Queen of Spades, Ace of Clubs, and Jack of Diamonds. They make up the Shuffle Alliance, kind of like a superhero team of Gundam pilots to keep things safe and stuff like that. Again, kind of silly, but cool. If cosplaying is your thing, this box set has a replica of Domon Kashu's red head ribbon scarf thing he wears, head ribbon. It's just a big, long red ribbon. I mean, it's just funny that it's in here. So there you go. Screen accurate Domon Kashu cosplay item right there. Anyways, we have a lanyard, because who doesn't love lanyards? And here we see some of the more out there designs, such as a windmill Gundam, because you gotta have a windmill Gundam. You gotta. And then Spike Gundam, aka the Tila Gundam's shot glass, and then it says foam. There's nothing underneath there. So I like shot glasses and collecting them, so it's cool that this came with a shot glass. And yeah, that's the whole thing. So it's a fun plot. It gets kind of more serious, or potentially more serious and darker towards the end, as anime does and Gundam tends to do. It doesn't take itself super serious though. We have the Shuffle Alliance, we have Hyper Mode and stuff like that, so it's not the most serious of shows out there. I don't know how true this is. I heard this is Gundam's like a quasi Black Sheep show, in that some of the purists out there don't care for it in the Gundam mecha world and stuff like that. But I think that they're just being too serious and too much of a stick in the mud. This is a really fun show. So yeah, that's everything that comes in this box set. It's pretty cool. It's not that old, but again, I think it was a limited run thing, so I don't know how easy it would be to find it yourself, and you don't want to deal with price gouging, so I wouldn't worry too much. The show you can find for purchase outside of this, and I'm sure you can find episodes on the interwebs somewhere if you want to check it out. But yeah, if you like Street Fighter-y type stuff and situations and like fighter games, and you like Dragon Ball, and you like mecha stuff in general, then this would be a fun show to check out. Remember, they pilot it as if they were the Gundams. That's pretty cool. They got special moves such as Burning Finger, Bursting Machine Gun Punch, Rose Bits, Gaia Crusher. I mean, we're talking like fighter game stuff here in a Gundam show. As a side note, if you play the Dynasty Warrior Gundam series at all, there's G Gundams in there as well. So when you see them alongside other Gundam shows Gundams, there's a real difference because they do a really good job of representing the Gundams like they are from the shows. So things from like regular Gundam or you know, X Gundam, Gundam Wing, all that jazz. They're much stiffer mecha, you know, because they pilot it like you'd pilot something with pedals and joysticks and buttons and whatever else. So they act accordingly. And then when Burning Gundam's in the mix with them, you have it doing martial art poses and kicks and flipping around, and it's just a really funny kind of dichotomy there between the two. It's just really cool to see. The game did a good job of capturing that, or games plural. Anyways, with all that said, what's your thoughts on G Gundam? Have you watched it or not? Share it in the comment section. And yeah, just a really fun series. So thanks very much for sticking through this episode. Kind of something a bit different, showcasing a show series with a lot of cool stuff. And until the next one, take it easy.